Hello, everyone. I just wanted to say a quick message before we run the intro. I know this is not normally how we do things, but um, while the intro is awesome and you should definitely see it, I am super proud of it. It's still a work in progress. We are missing a few things, but still, nonetheless, enjoy, and we'll see you again in a few seconds.
Wolves asleep amidst the trees. Bats all asway in the breeze. But one soul lies anxious, wide awake, fearing all manner of zags and waves. For your dolly Polly dreams have flown. Don't you dare let her tremble alone. For the witcher, heartless cold, paid in coin of gold. He'll come, he'll go, leave naught behind but heartache and woe. Deep, deep woe.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to our first episode of The Witcher Legacy. Actually, the first prologue of The Witcher Legacy. I am Simon at Wandering DM. Good evening. Tonight is a special prologue where we are going to introduce Shenna. That's it, Shenna?
This is indeed.
To the world. And we have special guest Varen that we'll introduce later in a few moments. But first, I just wanted to let you know of a few things. First of all of our sponsors for tonight's show. I want to thank Art Alsorian Games for making this game possible. I want to thank Magen Press, who, as always, are sponsored of this channel. If you want to check them out, check what they make. They make D&D 5e supplements. Either click on the panel down below or the message and chat store.magenpress.com, and you can use code WanderingDM to get 15% off. Next up is Found Familiar. I am drinking the last of my Arcane Recovery. It's a really good coffee. If you are into good coffee like I am, check out Found Familiar at foundfamiliar.com and use code WanderingDM to get 10% off. And if you order for $50 or more, you get free shipping in the continental United States. The other is not a sponsor, but a partner. Thanks to all of you, we gave away a set of dice last week that still hasn't left the company, but is going to be shipped very, very soon. The Diceomancy program with level up dice. You might want to check them out if you're into fancy dice, if you're into semi-precious stones. They make dice out of stones, semi-precious stones, and metals. They are gorgeous, so check them out. Last but not least is how can you, because we are starting this new show, as always, we have some cool audience mechanics that can be used to enhance the show in some ways. If you look at the panel down below, through your generous donations or your subs or resubs, you can actually alter the game. Now, as I'm saying this, I'm going to have to reopen my Twitch to look at the panels because I forgot what they were by heart. But it begins with a $3. You can give the party 1d6 of one ingredient. Basically, the entire party will be traveling with all of their crafting ingredients. You can see them on the overlay here. So while they can gather some in-game, you can always help them out for their ritual components, for their potion components, their decoctions, alchemical substances, what have you, by donating, and this is a random ingredient. Then for a $10 or one sub, you draw a card from the Gwent deck that can be that remains in play either for one session or for the entire campaign. I'll give you an example of what happens. Burp. There you see our Gwent deck on the overlay. Each of the 25 card has something special. More cards equals more chaos. Might be good things, might be bad things. Who knows? And then we have, of course, more ingredients for everyone, curing the party of any critical wounds and regaining their full hit points. For $25, we also have the Wild Hunt that appears, and that'll make the game harder for everyone. And, of course, as always, for $100, there's a limit of 2, but you will be invited to come join in the hilariousness for an episode. Yes, Kitten, you as well. So that said, let's go around our small table and introduce ourselves. Let's begin with our first actual player. Kayla, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm going to be playing Shena Ep Care Begont. And I'm excited to see how this goes. We have a fantastic cast, fantastic GM. It's not DM for this, right? It's GM?
Yeah, I think it's GM.
Gotcha. But I'm excited to see how this all goes. I'm going to be watching all the shows that lead up to our first full group. And of course, but we can't forget my lovely friend, Deirdre Donlin.
And Deirdre, who are you?
Well, hey all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre Donlin on Twitter or Praximorthesme4 as you see me hang out in the Twitch chat, and tonight I'm Braun. A little bit different, a little bit different place in her life, but it'll be fun to see what happens.
And I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but we do have some sounds playing. The sounds of the streets of Vicovaro. For tonight, our adventure takes place in the southern city, deep within the Nilfgaardian Empire. Something happened in Vicovaro. Something foul. Murder. Multiple murders. And we will begin when a small mercenary company enters the town of Vicovaro. Chenna, you had received a message, a request, with a promise of payment, of course, to go see a person by the name of Jinkar. They want you and your company to catch the dreaded Vicovaro murderer. It is unusual. They admitted so in the letter, but you are a small beginning company in your early stages. Refusing work might be a stain on your history that will be hard to clean. And so you accepted the work of what should have been the work of the guards, really. But they promised 2,500 gold. Not a paltry sum at that. They need discretion, however. And they ask that you come to this Jinkar's abode and use a special code when knocking at the door to announce yourself. 4 knocks, a pause, 3 knocks, a pause, and then 4 knocks again. As you enter the street of Vicovaro, you notice that this city is far ahead than many other cities in terms of technology, in terms of sanitation, in terms of architecture in Nilfgaard. You could almost call it the Jewel of Nilfgaard, but that would anger a lot of people. As much as Vicovaro is clean and well thought out from an urbanism point of view, urban planning point of view, its buildings are old, made out of very old stones, the same ones that mark the cobblestones upon which you walk in the streets. The people here are dressed simply but elegantly. Even the homeless are dressed better than those you would see in the north. Though it's not surprising, the north is comprised mostly of barbarians and bastards. You and your group make your way down the main thoroughfare of the city of Vicovaro, going towards Market Square. As you're walking down the streets, people part ways to make way for your company, for you are impressive indeed. Would you mind telling chat how impressive you are? What does the peasantry see when you walk down the streets?
They see a tall woman with curly, shoulder-length black hair, wearing a plate cuirass, and at her side a intricately hilted long blade at her side. They see this often tired look with what seems to be this constant bangs around her eyes, except for one eye where they see that that in place of it are almost strips of skin that have kind of connected at the base, almost like bars of skin around the eye socket where an eye would be. They see her purse her lips, look down around the group, and they see that while the company is small, they have good gear, more so than most guards and soldiers. But they see her at the head and just walking with her group. She has gotten off of a horse and is now walking by it. And they see this kind of massive black horse with a streak of white through its mane.
I know they're less important than you, but real quick, could you introduce the members of your company tonight? Those that have followed you into Vicovaro.
Of course. Next to her is Pommel, a well-dressed Nilfgaard guardian, elven woman with larger physique than you would expect of most elves. And you see multiple scars around her hands and arms, and you see a wicked-looking pummeled hammer on her side. She has blonde hair and green eyes, and seems to be decked out in a gambeson. There's Quiver, a young man, probably in his like early 20s, red hair, full beard, with a bright, cheery, smile, loose clothes, and a hood up, and a large bow on his back. His name is Quiver. There's Palm, who is a woman from Nilfgaard, from the southernmost provinces. Black hair, green eyes. Seems to be about 40s or so, with a couple of lines around her face and kind of a perpetual frown. She's the only one that you can see that isn't decked out in gambesons, but instead a simple dress. And then off to the side, kind of corralling the rest of the soldiers, is Breaker. This short dwarven man with brown hair and a brown beard, with a large nose and a deep set eyes, with a very large stick at his side, who's just keeping an eye on the guys and keeping an eye on the crowd, and his name is Breaker.
And as your company makes their way down the streets of Vicovaro, like I said earlier, people part to make way for you. You see a few of the guards, soldiers wearing the black breastplate color of the Nilfgaardian Empire, big white-brimmed hat with a few feathers in it, holding, for the most part, men catchers. Not actual weapons. They are well armored. But as far as lethal weapons go, they only have a short sword on their hip. And man catchers, those long pole arms with a U-shape end with which you can pin people to the ground or to walls. They look at you, they stare at your weapons, at the veritable squadron of armed people that are making their way inside the street. But no one seems to stop you. No one wishes to block your way.
Well, that's certainly nice. She kind of just breathes under her breath. Pommel,
Yes, Captain?
make note. I think our prospective employer had already let the guard know that we were on our way.
If I may, Captain.
Hmm?
If all they have for weapons are these sticks, no wonder they have a murderer on the loose.
Seems a bit odd. Shouldn't they at least have clubs or swords, at least?
Well, they have these long knives, but I don't think they're gonna use it on anyone.
I think Breaker picks his teeth with things that are much longer than that. Where's Quiver?
I'm over here.
And she motions him to the head.
Yes.
I'm gonna go meet with our employer. I need you to take a couple of the men. Be discreet, but see if you can catch some information around town about these murders. This seems like an odd job for a mercenary a company, and since you lot are the stealthiest ones I have, I would prefer that you be a little bit discreet with this. Just see what you can find, and then meet me back at the rendezvous.
Will do. And a quiver darts out into the market square. Did you want him to be accompanied by anyone?
Yeah, a couple of his scouts that go under him, probably like two.
Okay.
You know, just to keep an eye on things.
So they leave and they scatter through the market square. You notice that the address that was given to you in that message is about just a street off of the main market square, just past the less less luxurious shops.
Interesting. Are there any housing buildings there? Or are there any like townhouses or
Yeah,
mansions near that?
the way
Or-
no mansions, but the way Market Square is built, you have all of these shops as the first floor of these three-story buildings, and above them are what we would consider an apartment in our days. So smaller townhouses that can house multiple housing units within the same buildings.
Given the coin, and she turns to her second in command, I would think that our employer is looking to be a little bit more discreet. It's interesting. What do you make of this?
No. Perhaps they just rented a place out.
Yeah, but why not just send us to their place of residence? Unless they have something to hide.
And she looks around the market square again, scanning all the stalls, all the shops one by one, and
Yeah,
says, "Oh, yep, sorry."
Oh, sorry. And yeah, when she does that, she's gonna also look around, see if there's anything odd or perplexing. Just kind of at a glance. So,
Yeah, can you make an awareness check? First check of the game.
of course. Additional mods? No.
No
Okay.
mods.
No mods. 20.
Ooh. You've been to other cities. You've been to different places across Nilfgaard. You do not remember seeing such an empty market square in the middle of the day, middle of the week. These places are normally buzzing with people, crowds of buyers, and sometimes even lineups in front of certain stalls, especially those that sell rarer items, those that are hard to procure wherever you are. In this case, there's maybe 24 people.
At this, she's gonna look to pommel, and then she's going to Breaker. Get up here.
The dwarf jogs up to the head of the column. Oh, yes, Mom. Oh, I meant Captain.
I'll let that one slide. But we haven't. There's quite a few less people than I would expect to be in a market. Why don't you let the company know to keep their eyes peeled and their hands on their swords?
You think it smells of a trap?
No, but something definitely is going oddly, and I would rather not have our company unawares.
Aye.
It's like, and if the men give you any lip, let them know that the warden is always ready to pass judgment.
Will do. And he turns around in the moment he has his back turned to you. He starts shouting at the company. Alright, you maggots. We spread out in the market square. Come on. Look around. Keep your wits about you. And he goes in. Your company begins to almost act like they were about to go shopping. Yet you know that they remain alert to everything, and they're while they're browsing, they're probably looking for hidden weapons, hidden people, traps of the sort, kill boxes, and sniper nests.
Which, once he does that, she's gonna point to three of the soldiers. Is like, you three with me. Uh, Pommel, Palm, I'm gonna need you for this. And she's gonna turn around on the street towards where the address is.
All right. Are any of the others, aside from you and Pommel, any of the other important members of your crew following?
Quiver is out doing stuff, but Breaker, if he thinks that the men can handle themselves, I probably would want nearby. So,
All right, so Breaker, Pommel, and yourself head out to this address.
yeah.
Like I said, it is one street past the market. There are still a few stores in here, but less. Let's say that they drew the short straw when it came to their location, so they're less popular. There's about only 2 people on the street right now, except for the merchants themselves. You pass a store by the name of The Garden that sell flowers, plants, and herbs. You pass by another one. It's a butcher shop. And it smells of dried blood and meat. And then another one is just roosters and chicken in cages, some of them free, roaming about in front of the place. And the door that Jinkar gave you is right next to this chicken store.
Gotcha. If there's any chickens in the way, she's gonna like kick one to the side. Not like super hard, but just like get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, punt it. If you do it
Yeah.
3 times, you get attacked by infinite chicken. So be careful.
I've got one. It's okay. She kind of looks around. Is there any windows in this place?
Yes. There's not one on the first floor, but you notice that there are 2 on the second floor and then 2 on the third floor. And when you approach, you notice movement between a curtain on the second floor.
Would I be able to be quick enough to perceive who that was?
I'd say give me give me another awareness check
Okay.
to see. We'll go with a DC 15.
Sure. Just make it.
Yeah. You notice it was a face and an arm of a man dressed regally in black and white. Seems like an older man. Maybe in his 50s. You didn't catch a glimpse of their face, but you did notice that they had a big bald spot at the top of their head.
Gotcha. Do the colors indicate it, something to me being a lord or anything?
No, they actually don't bear the color of a house.
Okay.
Black and white is just, again, black is the national color. Normally it's black and gold.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, black and white could be just someone who has enough money to bleach their clothes.
All right. Huh. It seems we have a couple of eyes on us. Might as well get this over with. I am already annoyed by the amount of nonsensical secrecy for this. We should be out fighting bandits or rebellious citizens or somethings. I don't even know why we took this job. Well, I knew why we took this job, but
Well, maybe your killer is a bandit or a rebellious citizen, Captain.
well, either way, as long as my blade is red by the end of this, I'll be fine. But I don't do well with this sort of thing.
You notice at the corner of your eye the chicken vendor holding a hen in her arms and just retreating slowly, a scared expression on her face.
Breaker,
Boy,
why don't you do the thing? Scare the piss out of some chickens. Need some entertainment today.
he shrugs, alright, and turns around and starts shooing the chicken down further down the road. And the other person, as much as they would like to stop Breaker, is way too busy trying to save her own life, thinking that, you know, these armed people that just came into her city are talking openly about murder, and they don't seem to be scared of anyone.
You know, Pommel, the chickens, they're acting like they have their heads cut off.
Shall we?
Did you need to patronize me like that? Fine. And she's gonna pound 4 times on the door. Pause. Pound 3 times. Pause. And then pound 4 times on the door.
And as you do so, we will shift the camera over to, you know, fade to black. There's a knock at a door. Varen, you in there?
Possibly. What do you need?
We are in Aretusa, the school for mages and sorceresses. Actually, just sorceresses. And the person that knocked on your door, you recognize her voice as being Josephine, a young girl from Toussaint, who is not gifted in magic. She has the potential, but is still a very, very, in the very early stages of training. She says, Varen, they would want to see you. If someone could capitalize a letter.
She opens the door, doesn't let her in, just looks at her and goes, would you be more specific about who they are?
Um, the I think it's the council. What's the name of the
Uh, yeah, it would be the council.
I think it's
Um,
yeah, or the circle.
It would be this. Well, it would depend on who's. They're two different things.
Yeah, not the circle, but yeah, they're rectors, I guess.
Yeah.
The No, it's the council. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
It's the council.
Yeah.
Yeah, Council of Wizards. Um, they would like to see you.
Always wanting something. All right, then. Thank you very much. I can find my own way. I'm sure you have lessons to be attending.
Yes. And she just bows or nods currently rapidly and leaves.
Veron will shake her head, kind of look at what she had been working on, gesture a hand over it, and like to seal it over to activate the wards to prevent it from blowing up. And then start walking down the hall to see what the council wants this time.
There are sounds of people fighting. What the hell?
It sounds like a council meeting.
It does. You make your way through Aretusa and go past all the classrooms, past all the training halls. You go up to the chamber of the council, where the council normally meets. Not everyone is allowed to go here, to come here. Not everyone is allowed to enter this room. Normally, when a mage is requested to go in front of the council, it's either because they've done something, they've messed up, or the council needs someone to undertake something on their behalf. Something normally dangerous. And when you open the door, there is only one person sitting in their own chair, but nobody else. None of the usual council members are there. In fact, the mage that you see sitting here is not even a member of the council. Someone you haven't seen, well, ever in Aretusa, because they normally go to Banard. They are a prominent teacher in Banard. Genora of Atra. A very, very old mage. Looks about 70. Is probably 300. He says, getting up from his chair. Varen, so nice of you to see you.
Oh, this is a surprise.
You were expecting the council. They were kind enough to lend me this room so we can speak in private. I'll just take a quick break and draw a card. Varen, can you roll a d25 for me? Thank you, Chris, for
19.
the subscription. We have drawn the Magical Might card for the entirety of this session. Spells do a +4 to their +4 to their damage. How
that.
fitting.
I do like that.
so we can speak in private.
All right, then. So what do you need?
I need to draw another card, apparently. Kayla, would you mind drawing, doing the I'm messing up. Rolling a d25 for me, please.
Okay. 8.
And thanks to another subscription, we have another card. Ooh, this one is a doozy. Betrayal.
No!
Let me just... No, I want to move the other one. I want to move the other one. This is not going according to plan. I swear I tested them out. Ah, there we go. So we have betrayal. What does betrayal do? Betrayal means that over the course of this this session, someone will take additional damage.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
So let's keep going.
What do you need?
We have a situation down in Nilfgaard. Come, follow me. And he exits the room, going into a back room. A room that you've never seen before. No, you have seen it before. You know what's in there. It's the telecommunicator.
She just shakes her head and follows him.
By the time you reach Genora in the other room, he's already started the process of telecommunication and says, one of our own was murdered.
Anyone we liked?
I'll let you see for yourself. And he takes a small crystal from his pocket and he throws it in the center of the telecommunicator circle. And it floats there before bursting in a flash of light. And you see a replay of something that was shown at some point in time earlier. Maybe not here, maybe elsewhere, but you see the face of one Lavest Ep Bleg, a Nilfgaardian mage who actually studied in Banard. He is more of an alchemist than a wizard, than a proper mage. Interested a lot in diseases. And how they grow and how they get stronger and all that. And he's speaking to whoever's on the other side and says, I should be able to come visit soon. Things have gotten me... He keeps looking over his shoulder. Things have gotten me a little... not chained, but I'm on the verge of something. It's just I have to stay here. I have to monitor things in Vicovaro. It's what is going on? And the moment he says that, you just notice a humongous blade. A sword, really, but it looks almost more like an oar than a sword. Slices the mage in half, lengthwise. Both halves fall down out of view. Blood spills everywhere. You almost have the reflex to move away from the circle, but of course, nothing comes out of it. And then the image fades.
Well, that's a night, Massey.
Yes. What more? Our friend Laveste had a book on loan. Papers, really, a collection of notes. We need them back, whoever killed them. Hopefully they weren't mage hunters.
In Nilfgaard?
I'd be surprised, but he did not work for the Nilfgaardian crown, as all mages are supposed to. He was there, let's say, incognito.
You do remember what happened the last time I went to Nilfgaard, right? Well, as close as I choose to get anymore.
A means of transportation will be put at your disposal.
Fine.
We only need you to bring back his notes. That is all. Oh, if you could find out who killed them and enact justice on behalf of the Brotherhood, that would be very welcome, but the notes are more important.
Well, if I can happen to find out who did kill him on behalf of the college, I'd be more than happy to help.
Fine then. When are you ready to leave?
Give me 5 minutes and get my stuff. Where am I going?
Vicovaro. You're going to meet with the last person this Laveste had contact with. A man by the name of Zinkar.
Pleasure. Well, have a good day. I'll see you when I get back. And she'll just kind of nod slightly to him. But it's not very deferential. It's just more politeness.
Mm-hmm.
And walk out to her, back to her room to pack her bags, grab her cloak, look at what she was working on, decide that it won't be completed yet, glance at a glass that's always tracking the same thing, check that there hasn't been any change there, smile a little, and walk out the door.
And the moment you open the door to leave your room, that's when the camera cuts again to a door in Vicovaro that opens in front of Shenna. Yeah, me too, random NPC, me too. Door opens. The man you saw in the window is right there in front of you. Wearing a nice velvet doublet over black shirt with some white material fabric that comes out of where the wrists are. And he has a, what do you call that again? Sort of like white ring.
A ruff.
A ruff. He looks like a pompous noble. Bald spot on his head. The rest of his hair combed over. A finely cut, or shaved, I should say. Hey, words tonight. Chin beard. Or goatee. Yes,
Goatee.
a goatee. And a very thin, like pencil thin mustache.
Well, hello. I'm expecting that this is the correct place. I am Lady Kerbagont. of the company of Shackles, and she's gonna do a small bow, and as a one hand is gonna reach towards Pommel and is gonna like kind of like gesture her hands for the note.
Yeah, Pummel unbuckles her satchel, opens it, and hands you the message.
And she'll come up and bring it up. It's like we were told to come here. Were told there was a job for a substantial payment.
He looks left and right in the streets and says, come inside, quickly.
All right. She kind of looks to her group and is like, "Of course, sir. Come on."
As he walks up the stairs to go to the second floor, you notice that past the entryway is just that, a set of wooden stairs that lead up to the second story of that building. And as he walks up, he turns around and says, "All right, you look like the type of person that has seen battle before."
I've been in a few skirmishes in my day.
Glad I wasn't led astray. My name is Jinkar, by the way.
Lord
I-
Jinkar, it is a pleasure to meet you. And she's gonna like keep her like bad eye on him, you know. So
You notice that he looks a bit perplexed at the sight of your eye. Says, so you've done much killing?
oh, I wouldn't like to divulge such crude information on to a new employer, but yes, I have killed a few men and women in my time.
Well, I'm not gonna ask you to kill any ladies here. We're actually dealing with a right catastrophe here. I need someone to handle things.
I should say so. The market outside is horribly undercut customers. I should think that maybe that though you may need someone who's a bit better at community engagement than a mercenary company, and she'll give a small grin.
Believe you me, for what I have in mind, I need nothing short of an entire company.
And why is that? Your letter spoke of murders, but that seems like an odd thing for a mercenary company to go about. Mind you, the gold is perfectly fine. But isn't this something for your gods or the governor of this town?
They're too busy shitting their pants at the pure prospect of encountering this murderer. We all know who he is.
I'm gonna look to the group. It's like, well, we don't, so we would appreciate any information that you could give us about this job. Because
Yes,
we're still somewhat
right.
confused on why we walked and marched all the way here.
You fancy any liquor?
Do you have brandy?
I was just going to pour one myself.
Make sure that you pour 3. I'm sure my friends here will be parched after their long walk here.
Oh, yes. And he goes into a cabinet, picks up a bottle of brandy, brings back 4 glasses, pours
While
all 4 of them. Yep.
while he does that, she's kind of gonna like nudge both of them at the side and give a small grin.
You notice that the house is not as furnished as you thought it would be for a noble. Not that there's any furniture missing, mind you, but there's a level of gaudiness that's missing. You know, that level of I have so much money that I can just add gold to anything. I can have a portrait of myself over my mantelpiece. Like, those
Yeah.
things are missing.
Appreciate the drink, sir. But I will say, I do find it perplexing that you did not take us to your place of residence for this meeting, unless this rental facility is your way of avoiding the murderer.
It's a hideout, yeah, you can call it that.
You're hiding,
Yes.
and I assume the murderer has something on you that would want you to be killed.
On myself and on someone else I know.
Well, this sounds like quite the story. And she kind of leans up against the wall and just takes her glass and takes a sip. It's like, and I think I have all the time in the world. Besides, I need to rest my legs.
Well, I don't, so I'll be straight to the point. Have you ever killed a witcher before?
I'm sorry, what?
A witcher. Filthy
A witcher.
mutant monster.
Oh, I would hardly call them filthy, but they are a little bit road dusted at the end. But no, I don't think mercenary companies are usually used to deal with witchers and other sorts.
Well, that's my problem, see? The killer, the Vicovaro murderer, is none other than a witcher.
Forgive me if I'm a little bit skeptical of this. Aren't witchers supposed to hunt monsters?
That's what we thought too. But no,
But
this one, he's crazed.
crazed. Do you have any proof of there being a witcher as the murderer? I thought his emperor dealt with our country school a while back.
I don't know where he's from. I don't know what he was hired to do, but right now 2 people lie dead. And he's after either me or Eshe.
Okay, so sorry, let's roll this back a little bit because I'm still very confused. How do you know that this is a witcher and not some disgruntled servant of sorts?
He had medallion.
Medallion in the shape of
A bird's head. Never seen that before.
turn to Hubble.
Mhm.
It was a bird's head. Griffin School?
She looks at you and says, "Aye. Except that the Griffin are far north. I don't know what one of their own would be doing here."
Are there any other Witcher schools with a bird as a motif?
Not that I know of. If I remember the stories, this Geralt fellow was a wolf.
Geralt, yes. What's his nickname? The White Wolf?
Yeah.
Butcher of Blaviken?
Yeah.
Great.
I've never heard of an eagle or a griffin Witcher, it would be a first time. I don't know if they're... Maybe they do kill humans?
Maybe, after the tales that I've been told of his stint in Blaviken, maybe this one has gone mad. So, where did you meet this Witcher? What details can you provide me and my men?
Well, not his location, that's for certain. Otherwise, he would have already been dealt with, probably by the guard, if they managed to get the balls to go in there after him. I don't know where he is, but I saw him one night. I was walking down the main thoroughfare with Eshe. And
Eshe.
Eshe's a friend of mine.
Of course, continue.
He came after us with the speed and fury of a demon. I got out of the way. Eshe, you see, she's a somewhat of a magic user. So she
Eshe,
disappeared.
when he says friend, do I get the sense that there's anything more to that statement, or
Make a human perception check.
human perception? I have a 4 in that. Maybe I'll be good at it. 22.
Oh yeah. Definitely you notice that the way he mentions friend is they are most definitely more than friend. But also this has to be kept on the down low because there is probably a repercussion about it. Either he's married or she's married or there's something there.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. So you both managed to get away.
Well, when she disappeared, he sniffed the air and then just ran away in an alley.
Witches, from my schooling, tend to be a little bit more sensitive in the perception aspects of life.
I don't know why he ran after us. I don't know why he killed the other two that he killed already.
Is there an insight check on that?
That's still human perception.
Dang it. Okay.
And with a 22, you get the feeling that he's not telling you everything. He probably has suspicions, but he doesn't want to let them out. Air them, as it were.
Forgive me, sir. I appreciate the drink and the job offer, but tell me, have you ever been to a battlefield before?
Can't say that I've been.
Really? Well, it's not something most people get to experience every day. Ballads and songs sing of it, of course, but the real thing is quite different. There's a lot more mud and a lot more sweat and a lot more blood. And secrets on the field are valuable things to both sides, ones that they want to keep. But with allies, keeping certain things from prospective comrades can get an army killed. What if a baron, say, knows that the enemy has archers in the woods that could take out a couple of knights? That could certainly hinder progress, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, where are you going with this?
I'm saying you need to cut the bullshit because if my men and I are going to go find a witcher, we need to know all that's going on. And what do you. I'm pretty sure you suspect the witcher is coming after you and your concubine. I don't know your relationship, but you need to let me know honestly what's going on so I can be prepared and so I can do my job. Because if I can't do my job, well, you might just end up on a silver sword shaft.
He
And I want to kind
sighs.
of
Yeah.
intimidate if I can do that. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Is there a
Intimidation under will.
Okay.
That would be
18.
all right. And that's going to be against his resist coercion. 13. Yeah, he sighs, and you can even hear during the sigh, like his teeth clattering. And he says, "Oh, all right, no need to get all bent out of shape." See, and his sentence get cut off midway as this circle of orange runes begins to appear right in the room where you are. And
Is it around him?
No, just like let's say to your it's to your left. Between you and the window.
Immediately draw my sword and get in front of him.
A figure comes out of the circle, as if appearing through the walls. Varen, can you describe what Shenna and her company sees?
You see a young woman, tall-ish, 5'6", 5'7". Dark hair, long, curly, sort of, mostly wavy. Tan. She wears a long blue dress. It's cinched at the waist. It's like a chiffon with long sleeves gathered, and you can almost like a cloak itself, but it kind of gathers at her wrists. She wears a large seashell necklace that's been with silver and blue markings on it at her throat, and a black and blue corset over the dress. As she strides through, you can see that her the boots that she wears, are both practical and impractical at the same time. The leathers are practical, easy to walk in, but the heels are entirely impractical. But she seems extremely comfortable in them. The dress is long enough to skim the tops of the boots, but it doesn't impede her movement. She carries a bag with her, and you would see in her right hand a staff. It looks like a piece of driftwood with a large blue-white gem at the top as she walks in. Well, this is a welcome.
Who are you?
I just blanked on his name. What's his
Zinkar.
Jinkar. And she like kind of looks everybody around and points to him and goes, Jinkar, right?
Shenna is immediately just like gonna swing her sword at her.
Do you dodge out of the way, Varen?
Yes. But she doesn't dodge. Well, she does, but her action isn't as... It looks like she's dodging, but she moves 3/4 of the way around the room in an instant.
As your blade flashes across what would be your midsection. Varan is already gone from your sight. The circle of runes has dissipated.
Shit! Breaker! Palm! Mage!
Didn't go very far.
And
If
she's
she
gonna
stands-
whirl and like start to move towards you again.
Jinkar says, wait. I don't want blood in here.
That's good.
Who are you? Why do you know my name?
My name is Varan. The college has questions. They wish answers. They sent me.
Mages. She's gonna like put her sword down. At ease.
Breaker just downs his drink. Sits back down. Grumpy. Jinkar says, he looks at Chenna first and says, well, that's what I was about to tell you. Whatever your name is, Miss
Varan. You can call
Varan.
me Varan.
Varan, sorceress. Person from the... Are you here to take back Eshe from me?
I don't particularly care about Eshe. Although, if she's a student of Aretusa, then she belongs at school. If she's a student of, fuck, what's the Nilfgaard school again?
Whatever, the Nilfgaard school.
Yeah, the Nilfgaard school.
Vico Varo has their own school, I believe.
No. They would get sent to the Nilfgaardian Imperial School. And Vicavaro is a member of the Empire at this point.
But,
No, I don't particularly care. Well, I mean, I might care if she's not dead yet.
He looks at Chenna and says, I hope she's not dead yet. See this Witcher. And he, for the most part, ignores Varan for a second or two as he says, this Witcher, I think he's after mages first, and anyone who has had a contact with a mage. The two other murders. He looks back at Varan. They were apprentice mages.
Right.
Well, one of them was. The other wasn't.
Well,
But they were living together. I figure he didn't care.
this immediately got more complicated than I expected it to, but we deal with what we can. Lady Care Bigont, at your service.
Varan, va Apmagturga. You
Judging
notice
by
that
your accent, northerner?
she laughs. She laughs heartily and loudly at that. From Magturga.
No.
That's Nilfgaardian, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Admittedly.
sorry. I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
And I would have made that mistake.
Yeah, no, she you wouldn't have made that mistake. She's from, and she doesn't sound northern. She sounds like she's Nilfgaardian. She speaks she's speaking Nilfgaardian flawlessly.
Oh yeah, I assume that this whole conversation is taking place in Elder Speech.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything's happening in
all right,
Elder Speech.
All right. Sorry. I was not aware.
Yeah, no, I forgot we are in Nilfgaard for this part of the adventure.
It's okay. She's gonna turn to the Lord and is gonna say, "This doesn't mean I'm gonna split up the payment."
No. You're here to kill the Witcher. I don't know why she's here.
Yes. Why are you here? If I can ask, of course.
I'm here to find out who's killing mages and deal with the problem. Or
Well,
deal with other problems as well. The site of the last murders, you wouldn't have happened to have known where it is, and possibly provide me an introduction to go in?
Last murder, I don't know where that happened. But, all I know is that we found them dead, butchered, sliced in half in the streets of Vicovaro. I mean, I can point you where the bodies were found, but that's all. I don't know if they were killed there or dragged there or whatever. Is that
Sorry,
enough?
before we continue, while I do see that our friend is indeed from Nilfgaard and does seem to be a mage, I don't know whose authority you speak on. For all I know, you could be in league with this Witcher. Do you
As
have
I-
some sort of writ or any identification?
As I said, I'm here representing the college.
And any mage can say that, as well as I can rip gas out of my arse.
Aren't you a pleasant individual?
I try. The road can be a little bit hard on one's manners.
It's a very interesting perspective that you have. But if you wish my credentials, I haven't killed you. I'm here for the council.
If I were a man, I would be countering that, but I'll let it go for now.
Why?
Well, you may try to kill me, but Breaker here might have something to say about that.
She switches briefly to Dwarven and says, looks Breaker up and down. What kind of weapon does he carry?
Let me check. He carries a very big hammer with a spike on each end.
Armor Breaker. Well, you do look like you might not actually know how to use that weapon. It'd be impressive. And she switches back to Elder Speech and says,
Yes, he does actually know how to use that.
Good. If you... And she stops and rewinds and goes, you think a Witcher is killing folk?
That's what my employer says. Apparently he saw him.
Medallion and all.
What kind of medallion?
Big giant sword. A bird. Your a griffin, I think, was mentioned by that lass over there, and he points to Pummel.
It's the only one I know of that has a bird. I mean, if it was a snake, well, we'd know where that came from, but...
Yes, I'd be very aware where that came from. I wasn't aware that,
Wasn't aware that we are raided! Hello, everyone! Welcome, welcome. We're playing The Witcher.
the, griffins down here. That's a surprise. Do you happen to have a description?
Couldn't see his face. Cloaked he was. Just this giant sword and the glimmering of the medallion under the moonlight. He came at me in Eshe, and he looks back to Shenna again and says,
Sorry, you didn't mention that he had his face cloaked. If that's the case, how do you know that it was indeed a man?
I must have caught a glimpse of his face.
Must have. Right. At night, with a cloak. No lights nearby? I'm
You
sure.
didn't see his eyes then? A Witcher at night?
Yeah, he had these glowy eyes. They bore into my soul. I was so scared. I might be missing some parts of it.
You mean you might be lying out your arse?
It seems I'm not the only one with crass manners.
Oh, my manners aren't crass. I'm just direct.
What? Look, are you gonna take the job? Yes or no? 3,000 gold. You kill the Witcher.
I'm taking the job. I don't know why she's here, but yes, I will be taking the job. But you need to be telling me why exactly a Witcher would be attacking you and your friend. And cut the bullshit, because I know that you're hiding at least something from me, and I can't protect you unless I know everything.
It's
I can walk out this door right now and find work
okay.
within the week.
Okay, look. What if I told you he has a vendetta?
So you know the Switcher.
Yes. Yes, I know this Witcher.
Details. How do you know him? How do you know that he's after you? That sort of thing.
Because I... And he looks briefly at Veron. I am also a mage.
Oh.
And that people he's killed so far were all... We were all mages.
So,
You did something to him, didn't you?
Nothing to him unwillingly.
Oh, come now.
He came to us for help. We helped him. And then he
you know
decided
who-
to go all murder on us.
then you know who he is, and you can describe him.
He slinks back into his chair, takes the bottle of brandy, and just takes a long swig from the bottle. His name is in my notes. Zoldan of Talgar. He's a griffin from up north.
Do we recognize that name at all?
He's not like a big shot like Geralt who had, you know, stories told of him and ballads and songs.
Uh-huh. And what exactly did he come to you for help with?
He wanted our master to
Our master? Sorry, that my education doesn't speak of that title.
I'm
The instructor.
an apprentice.
Oh.
Yes. He wanted us to reverse the mutations.
I beg your pardon?
Master Levesque was working on something project. I think the Witcher heard of it, and he tracked us down to here, at the butt end of the Empire, and yeah, asked
And
us.
I assume it didn't go well?
What do you think? 2 of us are dead.
And do you have the names of the other mages that were part of this?
Furla and Steri,
Where are they?
dead.
So it's just you. and our lord? Sorry, I forget the name.
Master Laveste.
Master. And where is your master?
I have no idea.
Unfortunately, Master Levesque will not be joining us.
He looks at you and raises an eyebrow. What do you know that I don't?
Why do you think the college would send for me?
A master mage dead. Ooh, that's gonna be. I think my price went up to 3,000 gold pieces.
Fair. But you kill him.
So
He's
let me
gone
get this
rabid.
straight. A Witcher came to you to reverse the mutations, and something went wrong. You won't say what, but I can assume either he's pissed off that it didn't work, or your spellcraft turned him into insane and magically induced, a mutated beast of sorts. All the skill, but not the mind. Is that correct?
That's probably what happened.
Well, shit.
Like I said, that's why we need a whole company.
Oh,
Who else? Who else is involved in this?
Not the city. Not yet, anyway.
not the city. I just brought in a whole company in here. I assumed that they know that we would be here.
No. The word out on the street is that there's a murderer. That much they know. They don't know it's a witcher.
Did you even go to the guard about this? Did you even go to the governor?
No. This needs to be handled discreetly.
It's already not discreet. I have armed men marching through town right now.
Well then, the faster you find them, the faster this thing can all be swept under the rug.
$3,500.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. At least a little bit good at that. Come on. Ah, what?
Fumble! Click on the fumble button on your sheet.
It's
on the right-hand side.
Crater fumble. 3.
So 12.
So it's a 12.
Yeah. He says, 3,200. Nothing more. I can't afford anything more.
Well, I should certainly use the mage for this. If you would like a cut.
Oh, don't worry. You can keep your money. And you can keep the money for your kind associates. I'm getting paid by outside sources. But, what's your name again? I'm
Jinkar.
sorry. Jakar?
Zinkar.
Jinkar. Alright, sorry. It's been a day. Can you get your lady fair so that we can get you and said lady fair out of this city and possibly tell me where I can find Master Levesque's chambers?
We can go to Eshe. I would rather be accompanied.
Oh, don't worry. I will make sure that you are well looked after.
And if we can do this quickly enough, we can get you out of Nilfgaard altogether.
It's probably the best idea. After all, a Witcher is not exactly walk in the park when it comes to tracking.
The laboratory is hidden in the sewers.
Sewers. Really?
It's a bit cliche, but we needed a soundproof place.
At least they're Vicavaro sewers.
Cleanest sewers in the Empire.
Are you really known for that, or are you just saying that so I don't become more irritated by this whole thing?
I mean, they're still sewers, but they are the most advanced system of sewage.
Okay, so it's not going to be horrible.
Yeah, it's like the difference between saying you're going through the sewer system of Rome versus, Paris at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rome at least had aqueducts and flushing water
Yeah.
going through it.
Palm, can you do me a favor and see if Quiver is back yet?
I'll go and check in the market.
Thank you.
And she leaves the building.
So, before we do anything else, I'm going to have to ask for half up front. Because if you die, and we have to run around, this will be a wasted venture.
Fair. And he goes into the same cabinet that he had the brandy. He opens the other door and gets a small chest. You notice that there's another one in back of it. And he opens it and looks at it and says, there should be 1,500 in this chest.
I'm going to give it a quick glance. Does it look like it would be that much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the chest is about, a foot long by 8 inches wide and something like 6 inches deep.
Gotcha. And it's not like enchanted to look like gold or...
If it's enchanted, you don't know.
No, right. Because I don't know about magic. Kind of look it over, give Breaker a look.
He takes a coin and bites it. Real as far as I can tell.
Well, if it's good enough for Dwarf, it's good enough for me. And she's going to, clasp the chest and tuck it under her arm. Right. Well, I'm going to be having men around you at all times. Why don't we figure this thing out? Lady Varen? Would you... Yes. I would very much like to accompany you in your expertise in this subject. While me and my men can provide a blade, we're not very well versed in the things of mystical and mutant variety, which I assure you are.
Yes, I'm happy to help.
And on that, we're going to take a short break, and we will be right back, everyone. Stick around. And we're back, everyone. Hello, hello. Now we have captions. Things that we forgot to add before we started the show.
Yay.
But we have them now, and that means that things are good.
Yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
where were we? Ah, yes. You came out of Zinkar's house. Either by yourselves or with Zinkar in tow.
He's sticking with us.
Okay. So
Oh.
Zinkar is with you.
Yes, I'm gonna get a couple of men to keep an eye on him. Breaker, I'm gonna send to get the rest of the men and discreetly as he can, even though he's not the most discreet person in the world, to let them know what the job is. So,
Okay. As you exit the building, you notice that Pummel is speaking with your scout, Quiver.
there he
They
is.
both see you and acknowledge your presence. They nod. They keep talking for a few words, and then Pummel heads in your direction.
So, any news?
A strange man bearing a great sword was seen in town this morning. He went to Dr. What's his name? Dr. Pilvin.
Any other description? While greatsword is interesting, I don't know if it's something that we'd be interested in at this particular juncture.
Quiver said that also according to some people, not all of them, the sword was dripping blood.
Could be lead. What do you think?
I think you're not going to find a lot of people with great swords in Vicavaro.
Yes, well, have Quiver lead us to the doctor. Have the men keep an eye out. Try not to be too bothersome with the god. Apparently, and she's gonna shoot an eye at their charge. Apparently, the governor doesn't know we're here. So I would ask that the men keep themselves at their best behavior, because I would rather not be kicked out forcefully.
All right. And she turns and leaves to, mention or relay your orders to the company.
Anyone fancy a trip to the doctor?
Well then, let's be off.
All right, she's gonna lead the way.
You make your way out of the market square and ask for directions, and you are quickly directed to Dr. Pilvin's office. He doesn't work out of an hospital. He works out of a private clinic, which means that his patients are probably amongst the wealthiest of Vicovaro.
Oh, certainly a nice place here. And she's gonna pound on the door.
It's a corner building with a turret, even. Glass panes on all the windows. Stained glass, even, out of the second-story windows. There's a wrought iron symbol of a mortar and pestle that swings in the wind right above the door upon which you're pounding. The door opens, and Jurgen answers.
Hello.
Could you describe to me, Shena, what does Jurgen look like?
The Jurgen actually looks more northern than most of the folks here. Blonde hair, green eyes. A young man in his early 20s, I would say at this point. Probably shoulder length, done up in a ponytail. Healer's garb. You can see that there are splotches of ink on his hands, and he has what seems to be a pair of spectacles on, made out of silver for the rim. It kind of has this curious, intrigued expression at all times.
Are you here to see the doctor?
Yes. Have some questions for him, if that's all right. I don't know if he's seeing any patients right now.
Dr. Pilvin's on lunch break, but I'm sure. And he looks at the two of you, at how you're dressed. Both of you. You look like important people. You look like the type of people that don't have time to waste. He just shakes his head and motions for you to come in. And the moment you step inside, he just shouts out, Dr. Pilvin! Dr. Pilvin! There's people for you. It won't be long. He's coming. I'm Jurgen, by the way. Can I help you?
Us, if your master's going to be a bit, maybe you know something of what we are interested in. We heard a rumor that there was a man that came by with a large sword recently. Some people say that's covered in blood, and we are working with the god right now, and we're in the middle of an investigation for the governor, and would love to have any information that you could provide for us.
Could you make me a deceit check, please?
Yeah. Ooh. I have 43.
He says, oh, yeah, I had to clean up all the blood, and I'm not going to even be paid for that.
So he was here, and there was a man with a sword.
He comes to see Dr. Pilvin from time to time.
Who is this man?
He lowers his voice and says, I think he's a witcher.
Was it the eyes or the hair?
Just the demeanor and the menacing aura. And then he gets cucked off by Dr. Pilvin, who steps into the front of the office and says, oh, pardon the lateness. My name is Dr. Pilvin. What can I do for you? Oh, Jurgen, just go clean up in the back. I've spilled some of my food, and we need to have a clean and sanitized place. He says, yes, Master Pilvin.
Good to meet you, sir. I'm Lady Carabagant. This is Lady Vanna of the Mages college?
Varan Apmagdhurga.
Sorry, excuse me. I'm still getting used to the name.
It's all right. She would interrupt you before you, not because you messed up the name, but stop you before you got to the point of saying the Mage's College.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So, what can I do for you two?
Well, currently we are in the middle of an investigation for the city, and we heard rumor that there was a person of interest that frequents your establishment, and
Who'd you
we
want to know?
were well. There's a man with a large sword that comes by here often, a witcher, perhaps.
You mean the addict?
Sorry, addict?
Hi. I never sold that much. I never sold that much drugs to anyone before. I figure if he's a witcher, his metabolism is probably too strong for most of what he takes.
But you don't know if he is or not. I thought witchers could be easily told by their cat's eyes.
He, scares me a bit. So I tend not to look up too much, but
But you have seen his eyes.
oh, he is a witcher. It's just he's also an addict.
What does he buy from you, if we can ask?
Medication, pain medication.
Is that really what he's buying from you?
Yes.
He could make. If he's really a witcher, he could make his own. So what's he buying from you?
Can you make a persuasion check? Or intimidation, depending on how you want to approach that.
I think we'll go with I mean, it doesn't matter, really. No, we'll go with persuasion. Yeah, we'll go with persuasion. Oh, wait. He's human, isn't he?
Yes.
Cool.
So you get a +1.
16. Sorry. Oh, I'm apparently whispering rolls. 16.
Yep, 16. He says, fine. I supply him with fistek. Legal fistek. Normally used only in experiments and the occasional recreational use.
Sorry, I'm not well versed in the medical arts. What is Fistek, if I can ask?
Fistek is the Witcher world equivalent of cocaine, if you will.
Okay.
It's a powder that you take that gets you high. Very addictive. Sold on the black market and it's illegal almost everywhere.
So you've been selling a Witcher a Fistek.
He pays in gold. I don't ask questions.
And sorry, time out real quick. GM, this is legal here? Or
He assures you that what he sells is legal. But technically, Fistek is illegal everywhere.
Gotcha. So as a lord, would I know, like, this particular region?
You could make an education check.
Okay. Gotcha. Let me pull that up. Education. Where is it?
Under intelligence.
Yeah. 21.
Yeah, you know what the penalties are for selling or owning Fistek. It ranges depending on the quantity from a few days in jail to a lifetime imprisonment.
And how much exactly have you been selling him?
A hogshead here and there.
A hogshead worth of fish stick. And you can see like her hand kind of tighten.
So,
Is there any more that you have, by any chance?
I still have a few, yes.
I'd love to see it, just in case the ne'er-do-well has left anything nearby. Unfortunately, he is a person of interest. Of course. Any sort of evidence would be very much appreciated.
He snaps his fingers, says, Jurgen, go get the fist deck in the back. And you can...
Is that...
Yeah?
Mm,
You can hear Jurgen mutter something. And Dr. Pilvin just says, Nope, no time to argue, boy. Just get the fist deck. They work for the city, it seems. So it's all... We're fine. We're all fine. And Jurgen comes back with a small barrel. And it is like the size of a hogshead, really. You know that this could sell for hundreds, if not thousands of gold crowns. It's not like, you know, it's about 5 pounds. Like 5 pounds of coke. And he puts it on his counter, and Jurgen just bows low as he puts it on the table. And can you both make a perception check, please?
human perception or awareness?
Awareness. Sorry, awareness.
Awareness. Okay. 18.
17.
You both hear him mutter under his breath. I know where the Witcher comes from. And he gets back up, straightens up.
She kind of looks to Varen real quick. Just side glance.
She would just smile at you and then turns to look at the doctor and says, "Is that all you've been selling this Witcher?"
Yep. I even tried to throw in a free consultation, which he refused.
Consultation.
I would have...
Sorry.
Examination. I would have loved to see the effects that, the scars and the scarring process and the tissues and how, I mean, they should not be alive with the amount of trauma they survive and they go through. As a medical professional, this is very interesting.
Do you know where this Witcher might be at this point? Do you know where he frequents, if at all?
I know not.
Oh, come now. He buys all this from you, and I'm sure this is for him when he comes back. Surely you've had at least a few conversations.
Like I said, he scares the hell out of me. I tend to not speak to him beyond, how much, and then give him a price, count the gold, wish him a good day.
Do I get the sense that he's hiding anything? That statement?
No, he doesn't seem like... either he's not interested in The Witcher, or he's making it a point not to pry because he's afraid.
Well, madam, is there any other questions you have for this man?
No, I don't think this particular individual has anything that I require.
I do have something though. Sir, with this fish stick, what is this right here? And she's gonna like poke the middle of like the bag or whatever it's contained in.
What do
There's
you
an
mean?
odd glint in it, and she's gonna like point, like try to get him to look
Yeah, he looks down
closer.
at it.
She's gonna grab or try to grab the sides of his head and slam his face into it with like violent like force. Poof.
Ooh, make an athletics check. Or actually, no, you're doing it with force. Make a physique test.
Okay.
Body and physique.
Okay.
And you have to be, let's say, twice as physique, so 14.
Okay. Oh, damn it.
Do you want to
Do I
spend
get a-
luck? If you have
How
luck to
much luck
spend.
do I have?
That would be under your stats.
Stats. I've got 4 luck. Sure, I'll roll it just cuz. So I'll go down to 3.
All right. It comes back every session.
Oh, God.
No. You don't. It's you spend 1 for 1.
Oh, okay. Then I will.
So you just need to
Go to
spend
his-
enough to.
Yeah, I will spend the. So 13 you said, or 14?
14.
Okay, so I will spend the 3.
All right. So you grab him by the head and you shove his head in the bag, and he just goes.
It's like Fish deck, you, and she's gonna lean down close. No, you listen here, you little shit. There are a number of laws this empire has in file, and I'm no idiot. Fish deck is legal, and it seems to me that you are a man with few scruples, and I don't know how many hands this has gone into. But I'm sure you can taste your product now at this point, can't you? Is it good? Tell me.
Your camera went up for some reason.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Do you remove, like, do you let go of your grip a bit to let him speak, or
I'm gonna lift up his head, just kind of like, well.
he's covered in fist tech.
Mhm.
He's like, phew. I must have ingested some. You've
Really?
cursed
Let's
me
see if you'll have some more. Young man, what's your name?
And Jurgen seems sort of...
Jurgen.
Yeah, but he doesn't look all there. He looks at Varen, and then he's like snaps out like of a ravery or something and looks at you and says, what? Yes?
Yes, you. Hey, boy.
Yes.
Tell me, you know where the Witcher is?
Yes.
So
He's-
here's what's happening right now.
Well,
let me talk. Your master has unfortunately committed a few crimes, and unfortunately, as a noble, I can't really let that slide. Now, tell me, do you like this man or not? And answer honestly.
He looks at Dr. Pilvin's face, just deep in a bag of fistek. No, I don't. He pays me nothing. I can barely scrape by. I was supposed to become a doctor in this private apprenticeship should have made me rise among the ranks of the Vikovaran Medical Academy. Instead, I'm just washing bloodstains and picking up after he eats and cleaning up behind him.
Lifts up the head. Really, do you not pay him at all? No stipend.
I pay him. Little shit. I give him 3 gold crowns per day of
Head
work.
back down. 3 crowns. Well, I have a need of a medic, and I'm pretty sure that after you get the guards, that you're probably going to be out of a job. So I'm going to offer you one. Pays well. It'll be hard work and long roads and battles, and you'll probably see quite a few men die. But hey, it's either that or, you end up like him, and just like brings up the head.
You notice that the doctor's eyes have started going back into his head,
All right.
glazing over.
I think that's enough.
The effects of the fist deck is he says, yeah, I'll take it.
Good.
I'll take the job.
Because otherwise, you are technically an accessory to his crimes. So I would go get the guards now, and let them know that your master has been selling and using fish deck illegally.
Where do I meet you after?
And it's going to turn to Varen. Sorry, Varen.
It's all right. She smiles, looks at Jurgen. Well, the entrance to the sewers, of course.
He nods vigorously. All right.
Would you like to punch him?
That would be really obvious.
I've taken an oath. I do no harm.
Fine. And she kind of drops him on the floor. Well, I suppose we should leave before the guards get here.
Yes, I'll go get them. And he immediately turns and leaves. By the way, when he said the sewers, he would have actually mentioned a specific entrance
Okay.
to the sewers.
And Veron just kind of like steps over the body of the unconscious doctor, making sure that her skirt doesn't touch him in any way, shape, or form, and just like purposely looks like she shakes the entire place out, like just shakes the hem of her dress as she walks out, as if she's getting rid of everything that would have ever touched it from inside that space.
As the captain kind of follows after, she's going to take one last look at the doctor. It's like, fucking dealer, and she's going to kick him right in the balls. Hard as she can.
He doubles over. You would know from the fist deck that you forced him to ingest. He's not going to feel the brunt of the pain until the buzz goes away. Then it's gonna hit him.
Second kick.
And with that, you leave Dr. Pilvin's office.
Right, so we have a crazed, drug-addled witcher on our hands. That's wonderful.
It could be worse.
Really? How could it be worse? Could there be demons? Oh, don't tell me there's gonna be demons involved.
I don't think so. I don't particularly care for demons. But it could be a mad, crazed, drug-addicted, lovelorn witcher. And she continues walking towards the sewers.
She's gonna look to Pommel and just sigh and say, "Can I have the flask, please?"
She hands you the flag. The flask.
Where she takes it, uncorks it, takes a long draft, hands it back. This had better gain me some sort of name.
So you make your way to the sewers. Do you wish to be accompanied by Zinkar? Or are you leaving him in the company of some of your men?
No, I get the sense that this guy is not going to be actually the stealthiest person that we need. I'm going to have Breakers stay behind with him and keep him in a discreet location, probably in an inn where there's multiple folks. But
Okay.
like, pretend to be his friends and get him a drink, but also keep an eye on him.
All right. They'll be waiting for you at the Salty Salmon.
Might I also recommend you pick up his lady love as well?
It's a good idea. Breaker, can you do that? Palm, go with him just to make sure that she's, amiable.
Will do, Captain. And Palm, Breaker, I've left you. Now you only have Pummel, your second in command, with you.
Mm-hmm.
So the three of you make your way into the sewers. And I'm going to ask you both to make a, that would fall under, I would like to say, yeah, let's go with awareness.
Oh, good.
Yeah, let's just stick to awareness for now.
Ooh!
23, 27, and 20. You notice these drops of blood. So the way the sewers are made, they're made out of stone, right? Like bricks. It's a circular tunnel with a stream of muck and whatever in the center. On each side of that stream are little raised platforms of wood. Sometimes you have to jump from one to another. Sometimes you can just walk on them because they go on for quite some distance. They're like little sidewalks, if you will. It smells horrible. But if there's one thing that the sewers of Vikovaru have that others have not, is that all the muck and the trash and the shit doesn't tend to splash around. Which means that liquid dropped on these wooden planks is fairly easy to see, mind you, with your rolls. Whatever. You could have seen it even if it had been days.
It's definitely down here.
Does it look like they're coming away from or going towards?
There is more blood near the entrance. To enter, I forgot. You had to move tunnel grate. So you could, roll me a deduction check, actually. No, get in. I'm playing.
Sure, you know better than I do. I've got a 2.
Well, 27.
27.
So
Damn.
you go full Aragorn on this speck of blood. The person went in through the outside, took some time to close the grate. In fact, you notice that on one of the bars, there's a bloodied handprint. And then the person walked their way into the sewers.
Well, he's in here.
Is Quiver around?
Quiver... Well, yeah, because they reported to Pummel.
Yeah. should see where the trail leads and try to deduce if there's any other exits out of this place. See if we can cut him off at the pass in case he tries to run.
Can you roll me a D10 plus? Give me 2 seconds. I'll let you know. Plus 7, plus 15, please.
Plus 15. Oh no.
Yeah.
17. That's not great.
That's
It is.
Oh,
Enough.
it is? Okay.
it's enough.
Okay.
Quiver slinks into the shadows and makes his way to where the blood is leading to. Oof. Anyway, follows the track of the blood. Ooh. You are lucky. You are so lucky. Quiver finds unseen a secret entrance that is currently open in the sewers. It's this side tunnel that theoretically should lead up to wherever, probably like another system of smaller tunnels up above. But you quickly realize that it doesn't lead anywhere. And in fact, if you reach the end of that tunnel, the back section of it can be pushed open, and it is currently standing about half an inch ajar.
Quiver.
Oh, and there's light coming from the other side.
Mm-hmm. Quiver.
Yeah? Sorry, what?
I love it when you do good work.
I have a bad feeling.
Yeah, so do I. Please be dear and make sure that the rest of the company knows to post men at every exit out of this place.
Right away, Captain.
And I want them armed and ready for a fight. But try to make sure that the guards aren't going to start one if they see you wandering about.
Aye.
Okay. Oh, and Quiver,
Yes, Captain?
you've earned yourself a couple of extra coins for this.
Thank you, Captain.
Great. And make sure that the boy is well taken care of. Is he here? Is
You sent him to go after the guards and then meet you at the entrance to the sewers.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So should we wait for our young charge or head straight in? Face the mutant monster that's coked up.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't call them a monster. Second of all, looking at that child, I'm pretty sure he'd get in the way before it'd be useful.
It's fair, but you know what I meant. I didn't mean a monster. Monster is, mythical. Never mind.
A number of people have called me that over the years. I try to avoid the term.
She kind of straightens up a little bit, kind of gives you a look, and she seems almost sheepish. You're not the only one, and it seems I've forgotten that. Sorry. She kind of gives you a small bow. I didn't mean to offend.
That's fine. At this point, I'm pretty sure this Witcher is, broken in the worst possible of ways.
I've never heard of a Witcher that wants to reverse their mutations.
Do you know any of the side effects of the trial of the grasses?
I heard it's arduous and most people die, but no, I don't know anything about much Witcher lore outside of most stories at court.
One overwhelming side effect is sterilization.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'll roll the thing. Keep going.
Another can be overly sensitive perception. They can't function in normal society because they can hear everything.
So probably hears us if he's down there.
And you
I
hear a
assume.
yes, I do.
Shit! And she's gonna draw her sword.
And Veron just turns and smiles.
Sorry, that was too good. I was just like,
Yeah.
wait. Probably can hear us. Like, yes.
Do you push the door open? Because you only heard
a-
the voice.
I'm gonna kick it open. Because I expect him to be right behind it.
You open the door to a very disgusting laboratory. Everything has been thrown around haphazardly. Tables were overturned. Beakers and other glassware broken. There's a machine, a contraption that looks to us out of game, an electrical chair. There's
Does it look like anything that Veron may have seen in her life at all possible at any point?
if you've seen the laboratories of mages that specialize in mutations and such, yes.
Well,
Bye-bye. In the middle, knelt down, half naked, is a man with long blonde hair tied in a single ponytail. He's got stubble covering his face. He's looking down at this sword on his knees. Sword that is at least 6 feet long. The width of the blade, roughly 4 or 5 inches wide. He's not wearing anything on his torso save for the medallion. He has ripped up pants. They used to be gray, but now they've just been dirtied over time. Next to him, a few paces away, is a jerkin, a shirt covered in blood, a cloak. And he bows his head low and takes a long sniff of some purple powder that was resting on his blade. So I'm a monster.
To be fair, that was a figure of speech and not an actual indication of your character, Mr. Witcher.
No, you're right. I'm a monster.
Zulden,
Oh, God.
I tried not to be. And you notice his eyes are like glazed over, and yet there's like this pulse that you see in his irises. As if his own metabolism was trying to purge him from the effect of the fistic as fast as it could.
Zulden. Why the fist tech?
It's the only way I can think clearly now.
Did you really kill those mages?
Yes.
Did you want to kill those mages?
And he looks at the blade. And then looks to his left. And points. And you hadn't seen him yet, for you had just come in the room. If you take a step in and you look in the direction the Witcher is pointing, you see a man in the early stages of decomposition, pinned to the wall by a spear. Both hands standing in sort of a crucified position with two swords piercing each hand, a silver and a steel one. He says, "He made me do it."
That's the person pinned to the wall is not Levesque, right?
Yes.
It is Levesque?
Yeah, you would notice, I forgot, that there's clearly a line
Okay.
of blood across his body.
Cool.
Probably that if you unpin one of the swords, one half is going to fall, but not the other.
Wait. Gotcha. So Leveste is the mage that died in her thingamajig.
Yeah.
I don't know about. Okay. Sorry.
How did Master Levesque make you kill those mages?
It's the pain. It's all of the pain. I need to kill them for my own sake. I need to kill. And then he looks up at you both. Everyone.
Whoa.
And you notice
Easy
his
now.
hands begin to shake. His eyes, once glazed over, are now sharpening. It seems that the fist deck is wearing off.
I would get behind me, mage.
Then you'd be in the way.
Always wanted to fight a Witcher. You know you have to answer for those deaths, don't you?
And with a trembling hand that reaches for the blade, he stops himself with his left hand, fighting the urge to pick up the blade. And he says, "It's killing me. It's all I'm worth now. It's all I deserve. I have brought death all over the continent in the name of an order of monsters."
You want to die, don't you? I'm going to give you a choice. And she kind of draws her blade and points it at him in the stance. You can either die by the noose or you can die here. I don't know why you did that, and frankly, I don't give a shit. But I'm here to do a job. And you can either fight me and my friend, possibly, though I don't think that's honorable, or you can die with fingers pointing at you. Your choice.
It's all his fault. All of it. And he grabs the blade and he says, "I'm gonna kill you all. Each and every last one of you." And he stands up with the reflexes of a witcher. And I'm gonna ask both of you to roll for initiative.
Oh, God. We're gonna die.
Let me switch the music around a little bit. 18. 12.
I hope we.
Oh, he
Oh
rolled
my
a 9.
gosh.
His reflexes are still slowed by the fist stack. Let's get something. Do I have a music? Maybe this? Nope. Yeah, you heard that? Stay back, everyone.
Oh my
Okay.
god, godless. Oh my
That
god.
that is classic godless lawyer lost initiative on a fisticality.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Oh no, and someone's gonna take extra damage.
Yes. One of you is gonna take extra damage. If you never get damaged for the whole game, then you're fine.
Okay.
I just need to check if this one is a permanent card, though.
Okay.
Permanent. No, this one is not permanent. So if you survive tonight without taking any damage, you do not take that extra 10.
Oh shit.
All right. Chena, you're up.
All right. So
He's
I've got my
standing
sword.
3 meters away from you.
All right. I'm gonna tighten my grip around the warden, and I'm going to lunge at him. I don't remember how the combat really works too well because it's been a while since I've played this game.
So when you attack, you choose if you want to make a strong attack. You take a -3 penalty, but you deal double damage. On your sheet, it's going to ask you when you roll, like, do you want to make a strong or a fast? If you want to make a fast attack, then you can make 2 attacks in your turn.
Gotcha. And so my swordsmanship skill doesn't do anything for me right now.
Yeah, that would be a swordsmanship roll.
Okay.
And then Roll20 is going to ask you what type of attack do you want to make.
Okay, so I would roll for swordsmanship.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to.
Do you go all out with all of your might?
To be honest, she's never fought somebody like this before, and you can see in her eyes there's like this kind of a grin, just because like this is the kind of fight that she's into. But she's not stupid enough to like try to take a chance with keeping this fight going for as long as it needs to. So she's going to try to end it quickly. So with a strong strike.
All right, so select strong strike. Then it's going to ask you something else. What is it?
Extra action.
It is not an extra action because this is your first action on your turn.
Okay, so no. So I just submit.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Night Warden is my selection. And target.
Are you targeting a specific body part, or do you want to let it to the die roll?
Does that do anything?
If it's a headshot, it's 3 times the damage. If it's a limb, it's half damage.
Right, but if it's like, is there a negative penalty?
There's a
doing
-6
the-
for a headshot, and I think a -2 for the rest.
Yeah, so since it's already a strong strike, I'm just going to use random.
Go ahead.
And then no additional mods.
Yep.
Okay. Submit. Oh!
Ooh!
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Roll your critical.
Nice.
So 32. I rolled.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh no! Who's that?
23 minus 17, that's a 6. You rolled a 32. That is a giant crit. Let me just check what the crit value is.
That's a lot of damage.
You beat the DC by 15. So it's a deadly crit, so there will be an additional 10 damage post armor
Okay.
that
so what do
they're
we
gonna
do?
take. So, okay. One thing at a time, let's roll for your
Yeah.
damage.
Okay. So how do I roll for the damage?
It should have done it. Why didn't it do it?
You have to.
Oh, because you
roll
have
it.
to roll in. Yeah, you have to roll with the sword, I
Sword.
think.
Yeah,
Oh,
then
okay.
you have to roll the sword.
But that's
Okay,
okay.
so-
So instead, look, you've already rolled. So just roll 5d6.
Okay.
Plus, in your case, it would be 5d6 plus. Oops, sorry. I'm moving around on your sheet, trying to find your bonus damage. 1d6 plus 5d6 plus 2.
Let's do. Okay.
Yeah.
So
20. And can you roll a d10 to determine the location? 9. Right leg. He gets up, picks up the sword, and you immediately go in and slice through his left leg.
oh,
So that was 20. Because it is, so we'll have to go through armor first. Let's check. Oh yeah, he has no armor.
But isn't it a leg, so it's halved?
Yeah, so 20 minus 0 for the armor. That becomes 10 because it's halved. Plus 10 for the crit. He takes 20 points of damage. Is he dead? I need to check.
oh no.
What's his body at? He's not dead.
Okay.
But you're gonna roll on the critical table for
Okay.
whatever you've done
Okay.
is going to hurt him a lot. So it's a deadly critical roll.
D12.
It's not a D12, it's 2d6.
Oh, okay.
2d.
D12 would have made the same, but
8.
8. It's yeah. You slash through his leg, and he bends over from the pain, like steps forward. He was putting all of his weight on his left leg for half a second. That's when you tore into the muscle, and as he bends down, you flip your sword around and pummel him in the chest, sucking the air out. He's got a -3 to his body and to his speed. He's also
Jeez.
suffocating. So
Is there anything else I can do over here?
you can
Crazy.
take an extra action if you want to burn 3 points of stamina.
Is that a good idea? I don't know if that's.
I mean, do you want to attack again?
Sure, I want this guy down quick.
Go right in.
Switchers
So
are
this
scary.
time, this time we'll do it through the proper way. So click on your sword on the button that says first.
Mm-hmm. Okay, give me a second. So 3. So first, click on it. Oop.
Oh yeah, that's just for damage. Okay.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
still need to do a swordsmanship test,
Okay. Gotcha.
and
so
that
I'll do
would be an extra action.
All right. Is he on the ground, prone, or anything? Or is
He's
he
not
just, like,
prone though.
Okay, gotcha. I'll make a fast attack, I think.
Okay.
Okay, no extra action. Well, yes, it is. Extra
Yes, it is
action.
an extra action.
And then random attack
Yeah.
location. Second attack location, random,
Yep.
no terrains. Okay.
22
Oh.
and 20.
Okay.
Let's see what I have. Because he's going to try to dodge out of those 2 attacks. Actually, he's going to try to parry you.
Mm-hmm.
Parry and dodge. So his first is going to be the dodge. With a 24, do you want to spend luck to hit anyway?
Yes.
Do you have 2 luck to spend?
No, I've got one luck. I can't do it.
Then you barely miss on the first attack, and then on the second one, he raises his giant sword and crit fails. Rolling
Don't
a
do drugs, kids.
23.
Don't do drugs.
He rolls a 23 though, so even though he's off balance and suffocating, he raises the blade up, the massive sword, and blocks your attack. This makes you staggered. You have -2 on your next action.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the beginning of your next round, you recover your balance. So if he attacks you, you have a -2 to your dodge or swordsmanship or whatever. But that would be now Varon's turn.
Okay.
Varon reaches out and you see her hands start to swirl above her head, and she just brings it down and points it at Zoldan, and she casts Karis's Hail, which he needs to make a dodge or a block against her. Oh
no.
But it still goes off, and he has to block at 21. I take 1 point of damage. As you just see the magic kind of crackle back, and one of the hailstorms.
For every 1 point you roll over your opponent, maximum 5 you deal. Okay, so
yeah,
he dodges out of the way of your spell.
Well, she's gonna spend 3 stamina and cast again. This time she smiles because she wanted the magic to hit him and do damage, but she'll take the other path, which is to just slow him down quite a bit.
Roll.
$24. Fucker.
He somersaults over your spell as the ice begins to form on the ground, and in the midst of that somersault, he brings the massive sword down on Shenna. That would be my attack. Shenna, do you want to block? Do you want to dodge?
Parry?
Yeah, parry.
Does that, like, is block or parry?
Block is with melee, parry is with swordsmanship.
I will use parry.
Alright, under parry you should have a button that says, under swordsmanship, a button that specifically says parry.
Gotcha. I'm trying to click on it, but it's not letting me.
You might have a pop-up behind your sheet.
It might be a pop-up, or parry also, you have to, the button is weird.
Yeah.
You have to kind of move it around until.
Oh yeah, because okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see it.
It's badly placed. The
So
number
no
to
mods or
beat
anything?
is 29. Well, you have a -2.
Gotcha. So -2 to my mods. Yay. Oh no.
It's a +14, so it's not a deadly crit. It is not a deadly crit. But he cannot make a fast attack or a strong attack with this blade. It's just a regular attack.
That's fine.
I'm going
fine.
to add the +10 to it.
Oh no. It was me.
You take so what's your... Oh yeah, I need to check where this hits though.
Please hit me in the chest. Please hit me in the chest. Please hit me in the chest.
6 is on your... It's on your...
Torso, right?
No, left arm. Do you have any
Okay, so
armor on
still
your
20.
left arm?
Yes, because I have my plate armor on, so it's 20.
Alright, so what's your armor on your left arm?
20.
20, so you would take 11 points of damage. But because
Okay.
it's an arm, you divide it by half, so you take only 6 points of damage.
Okay, and where do I put my wounds? Is
Uh,
that wounds or health?
The HP,
health.
it's at the top.
So
It's under current HP.
so -7. Okay.
-6. So you're at
Oh,
29.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's you manage to parry most of the blow. But still you feel the pain in your arm as the blade sinks deep into it. It doesn't cut, it doesn't chop the limb away. Pummel rushes in and will attempt to strike at the Witcher. Can you roll a d10 plus 12, please?
Okay. Nope.
Nope. She runs in. What's her weapon again, Pummel? It's a warhammer, I think, right?
Yes, it's a spiked pommel
Hammer.
Yeah, hammer.
Yeah, so she lifts her hammer up and swings down, and he easily brings the blade around, flips it, like to hold it with a reverse grip and block the hammer strike, leaving his side exposed.
Oh, I'm going for it.
Chen,
Going
it's your
for
turn.
Make a fast attacks against him because I don't know how long that opening is gonna be for.
You notice that he's starting to get tired. Doesn't have a whole lot of stamina left.
Gotcha. So would the strong strike be good or fast strike?
It just means that the more you force him to dodge and parry and all that, he loses 3 points of stamina each time.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna do fast strike.
All right.
$21 and $22.
29 and 30.
Oh my gosh.
He blocks both, but at this point, he is... Yeah. You notice that he's starting to huff and sweat. The fist stack mixed in his system, while most of his Witcher metabolism has been trying to expunge it from his body. It's still affecting his overall stamina. And he also, sorry, he was suffocating.
Oh.
So he takes 3 damage on his turn.
Nice.
Depending on your situation, there are different... restoring your air supply ends this effect. Oh. Yeah, okay, he would need to take an action for that, so... He... during his turn, as he strikes at you. Blocks your attacks, sorry. Do you want to use some of your stamina to do it again?
Yes, I will spend 3 stamina
Go ahead.
to do it again. Fast attacks with my Night Warden. 19 and 18. Gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
He's it's not easy now. He's having a harder and harder time. You believe that another, like in mechanical terms, another round like that, and you'll probably be defenseless.
Okay. All right. Come on, Witcher.
That would be
Give us a good
Ron's
fight.
turn.
She just smiles, gestures, spins her hand, and points at him again, bringing the hailstorm back over him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, remember, all of your spells deal +4 damage.
I know. If I can hit him.
Yeah.
26.
25!
Yeah, it hits.
So it's 1d6 plus 4. 6 plus 4. Oh, 5. I also need him to roll against freezing.
Yeah, 5 points of damage to where?
Doesn't
Roll a d10.
Target location. Torso.
To torso. Alright, cool. Standard damage.
Yeah. I just rolled for the target location button.
Yeah, and what's the percentage chance to freeze?
25.
25? All right, do you want me to roll over or under?
Let's go under.
What?
He's
It's
over.
no, you rolled double. You rolled.
Oh, I roll a
1d00.
D0.
I was like, what?
Oh no, under.
Oh, he's frozen.
Which means he takes a further penalty to both reflex and dodge and movement as he slowly starts to freeze.
Yeah, his reflex has gone down. His body has gone down from the wound. And you notice this sheet of frost begins to cover him, turning his skin pale blue. Do you do anything else, Veron?
She's opens. She turns and looks at him. I'll let him know you said hello, and that you are no longer suffering. And she casts it again.
To freeze him again?
She casts to hailstorm. She brings another hailstorm down upon him. 25.
Damn.
23.
So is it +4 in general, or is this +8? Because it's 2d6 this time.
It's your spell does +4.
Okay. That's
So-
what I was double checking. 10. Further damage. And I'm assuming he can't freeze anymore.
Roll
so
for
he's just...
body location.
Yeah, I'm assuming he can't freeze anymore.
Ooh, you hit the head. That's 30. A block of ice smashes against his face, sending him sprawling onto the ground. His leg bleeding profusely. He... And because of your critical hit, Shenna, at the start of his turn, he has 2 HP left and loses 3 hit points.
Fuck.
Hello, Raiders! We have killed a Witcher.
Holy shit, I thought I was gonna die.
Zoldan of Talgar is finally at rest.
Veron would go over and take the medallion, and then, ignoring the body, well, she'd cut a lock of his hair and then start looking around see about these notes that she needs to find.
All right. What do you do, Shenna?
Kind of look down at him and it's like, you only took off my arm with that.
Are you okay, Captain?
I'm gonna look at the wound. Does it look too bad?
It wasn't a crit, though, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't a crit.
So you're fine.
Okay.
It's a black bruise. But that's
Hurts, but didn't cut anything, which is good.
Oh, technically, but this is your prologue, so you'll get it fixed. But he dented your armor. Your armor would have lost 1 stopping power on that arm.
Fuck.
But
Well,
you'll get it repaired, in the 5 years between now and the start of the
Yeah.
campaign.
But thanks for the help.
You're welcome. Always here to help. That's what we do.
Don't suppose you're gonna be needing that medallion by any chance? Girl could make a name for herself with a prize like that.
No, this is going home.
At least check the eyes. Are the eyes still intact in this guy?
The eyes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the sword at least.
Which
Silver
one?
sword.
Okay, so the one that's
Witcher,
on the
like
wall.
the clearly Witcher sword. Yeah.
All right. Yep, it is a.
Sorry, friend. Just kind of yank it out.
The moment you yank it out of the mortar, you notice half of that mage just falls down on the ground. The other half is still pinned by a hand.
Does the other sword have anything? It just feels weird, like just leaving half of him on the wall. At this point, is there any insignia on these swords? Or
No, you notice that they're pretty standard. The silver sword, however, the pommel is fashioned in the head of a griffin.
I'll take this at least.
It seems that his weapon of choice might have been the Torwar he was fighting with, the giant two-handed sword that lies on its feet.
We could certainly use that at some point. What do you think, Pommel?
Pommel looks at it and attempts to lift it and goes, "This is unwieldy as fuck."
Yeah, we'll get a few of the boys to come in. What exactly are you doing, Varen? Are you looking for something?
Doing my
Varen.
job.
Yeah, during that time, you do find a stack of papers. They're alchemical recipes to replicate. Actually, they're a translation, an unfinished translation of the Trials of the Grasses as translated by Master Ezekon of Creve.
She sighs, shakes her head, puts them in her bag. Well, he's going to owe me for this one. I wonder what I can get him to charge to get them back.
Probably quite a bit, if it's anything magic related. Then it
She
might be-
starts laughing. And it's not like mean laughing, it's just like, yep, that's an option.
It's like, I mean, to be honest, this may have been a job, but I feel kind of bad for the poor bastard.
Yes, as I said, he was broken the worst possible way a Witcher can be.
It's quite a fight, though, wasn't it?
Yes, you did very well.
Pommel is here too. Should be thanking her as well.
Oh, I didn't do much, Captain.
To come off of it, we just killed a fucking Witcher! If this doesn't make our name, I don't know what will. Do you know how many jobs we'll get after this?
Do you want the jobs? Or do you want to be the notoriety of one who's known to have killed a Witcher?
She kind of turns. I'm listening. What do you have in mind?
Oh no, I'm merely asking if you've thought this through.
It dawns on Pommel. It says, "Captain, the mage might be right. The sorceress might be right.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's one thing to know that we can kill a Witcher. But if we start going about saying that we're Witcher hunters or that we've killed a Witcher, others are bound to come after us."
Fuck.
And, well, I'm quite sure that this particular individual may not be on his Christmas, holiday list. Letho the Kingslayer is kind of still walking around. He does take it rather unkindly when his companions end up dead.
Shit. She kind of kicks at one of the books nearby, just kind of sends it flying. Not her books, but just a random book. I'm sure
It's
there is.
a monstrum of monsters and men.
God. Emperor's tits.
You killed the coked up addict who was threatening and harming the city of Vicovaro, though.
Yeah, it's one man with a company. Like, that's not gonna. Damn it!
The company wasn't here.
Right. I just.
And
When are
the
we gonna
guard-
catch a break? Is what I would want to know. We've been at this what, 2 years now? 3? Feels like 3.
2 years, 7 months, and 21 days. At least as far as I'm concerned.
I would also point out that the guard of Vicovaro weren't here either. You did what the guard could not. That should help you at least a little bit here.
Right. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Just
I'll give you a recommendation if you ever need one.
I might take you up on that one day.
Hmm.
At least the gold won't be too bad, especially with it being 3 and 200. So.
I'll be taking your young charges, however. I think that they might benefit from being away from this city.
The young boy, I don't mind my
Oh, no,
employer.
No, not the young one that you've just hired, the mage
It's fair.
who
Just
desires
make sure.
mages.
I just would like to make sure that he pays me the rest before you
Oh, of course.
disapparate or whatever you just do.
Teleportation is useful, yes. Sometimes a portal is even easier.
I might have to look into hiring one of you folks at some point. Sounds like a good idea.
I don't think you could afford my rates. And she's just picking up all of the books that are here.
On that, we're gonna pan the camera out of the sewers and into the streets of Vicovaro.
Mm-hmm.
And as the camera zooms out of Vicovaro, out of the Empire, showing a full map of the continent, that is where we're gonna stop Shayna's prologue. We have a bit of bookkeeping to do post-stream, but we're already over 20 minutes over. I hope everyone had fun. Did you have fun? Did you enjoy your first foray as a non-Witcher?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh hell, this is a problem. I was just like, oh, crit. Oh, he's probably gonna be like super easy to hurt now. I was like, oh no, there's a problem.
No, but the crit that causes him to lose 3 hit points per turn, no armor, no nothing, is a good thing. If you had the swallow potion, or even a heal spell, it basically cancels it out.
Oh gosh.
So anyway,
but I was scared after he hit me with that hard.
Yeah, I've been using the stats of another Witcher called Letho of Gullet, the Kingslayer. You've essentially killed textbook Letho.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's scary.
So, that said, let's go around the table, tell us who you are, where we can find you on the internet. Let's start with our guest, and then we'll move on to our main cast member. Deirdre, where can we find you?
Oh, hey, all. You know me. I'm at Deirdre on Twitter or Proxagorth as you see me hanging out in the Twitch chat. This was a lot of fun. I got to play Veron at a very different point in her life than we're going to see her tomorrow over on Tales from the Grim. Things are very, very complicated there. And, but other than that, and then on Thursday, you're all going to want to come back here, Thursday, 8 o'clock, because it's the premiere of Dragon Age, The Search for Anders. This will be wonderful. It is a fabulous group of people. Me, Simon, Kelly the Opera Geek, and Nino, DM Jazzy Hands, and Andrew, who is a new streamer, are all going to run through seeing if we can find Anders as Tanya, Cipher of Tyr, runs the game. So come hang out. It will be great. Lots of fun. Friday is Cyberpunk. I got shot again last week. I keep getting shot. I'm the tech. I don't wear armor. Why am I getting shot? It's a thing. And then Saturday back here for some more Vampire the Masquerade Nightfall, because we finally are confronting our pasts on that game. But check my pinned tweet because I always post where I'm going to be, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. And I look forward to seeing what this game does, and I look forward to the stories that you all tell, because this will be I can't wait to see what happens. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Kayla, did you like the game?
I loved it. It was fun. It was tense at the end. It was a lot of fun, especially since I got to dunk a dealer's head in his own product. But yeah, I had a ton of fun. Can't wait to see what happens next week, because it's going to be someone else's prologue, and I can't wait to tune in for that. But I'm Kayla RPG. You can find me on Twitter at KorosRPG.com. That's COROS RPG at Twitter.com. I tend to recently I've taken a bit of break from the web, but I've started to get back into it with posting a lot about Warhammer and just painting and all the fun stuff of that. Probably going to get back into doing some RPG stuff in the near future. But yeah, you can check me out there.
Cool, and thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you to all of you in chat. Thank you for all the donations, all the follows. Again, to remind you all for the next episodes, you can alter the game using our Gwent deck down below. If you check the panels, you can see how you can influence the game. That said, thank you to all of our sponsor, Artel Sorian, Magehan Press, Found Familiar, our partners through the Diceomancy program, Level Up Dice. You can check them out in the panels down below. On that note, we are going to get going. We'll see you tomorrow for Strandager House. I am going to guest over on the house to showcase the Cyberpunk Red campaign. And then you can come back here on Thursday for the premiere of our Dragon Age campaign. On that note, see ya everyone. And I hope you enjoyed and have a good